Right, there we go. We got levels. Awesome, love it. Just want to make sure we're not lagging on the previews. There we go. Awesome. Right. We are live. We are back in Final Fantasy. I've got my quest tracker up today. We finished off yesterday doing the dungeon, Matoya's something rest relic. That's there you go. Matoya's relic. That's the one. Yeah, it was really good. I enjoyed it. It was a really easy dungeon though, like comparatively speaking, like compared to previous dungeons. I thought it was quite easy. Maybe it's supposed to be. I don't know. But yeah, we're gonna continue in the story. So we're jumping into the Admirals Resolve now. Alfie is eager to deliver the good tidings to Limsa Lominsa. Well then, my friends, let us return to Limsa Lominsa and deliver the good news to the Admiral. A word to the officer in Bulwark Hall should be sufficient to secure us an audience. Okay. Is today going to be one of those days where I just can't talk? Okay, yeah, so... Trying to remember why... I'm not sure. I'm trying to remember why we needed to come back to Limsa. Did we tell the Admiral what we were doing? I genuinely don't remember us telling the Admiral what we were doing. I know there was an Alliance meeting, but we didn't attend it. We've been trying to cure people of their temperament, or whatever it is. Yeah, being tempered. Don't remember us ever talking to the Admiral. Did we talk to the Admiral about it? Maybe we did. Oh, well, welcome sight. Tidings for the Admiral, you say. She's presently receiving gifts, but for the Scions, I know she'll make an exception. Follow me. Ooh, an exception? Why is my chair sinking? That's so annoying. Just... Oh, yeah, the Beast. Yeah, we knew they were talking to the Beast people. We knew that was happening. Ah, I was hoping it would be voiced. My friends, what brings you here this day? Lovely, Alpha, no, nice one. Is this true? By the Navigator, a cure for tempering. As often I've been in awe of you, Scions, I would not have thought it possible. And yes, it is, Admiral. We have done it, here in Limsa, and production of more familiars has already begun. You have my thanks, truly. This will do much to advance the cause of peace. Yet I fear it will take more to close the rift twixt man and beastman. Bah, even to speak thus divides us. Welcome as it is, a cure will not guarantee reconciliation between our peoples. For those summoning and the tempered may serve to fuel the conflict, they are but symptoms of it. Okay. If we are to resolve the primal problem once and for all, we must address the cause. We must strive for mutual understanding and find a way to leave our bloody past behind. "'Twas I who moved the Alliance renew its push for peace." Okay. "Since our ancestors came to these shores some 7 centuries past, we Lamintans have been at odds with those who share our island home." Oh yeah, I always forget Limsa is on an island. I always forget about that. Save for a brief moment of cooperation with the kobolds, our history has ever been one of nigh constant territorial squabbling. Yeah, today's going to be one of those days where I struggle to speak, apparently. Meanwhile, our struggle with the Sahagin for control over the seas has only grown fiercer, a matter made worse by the thrice-damned calamity driving them to seek new spawning grounds. Yeah. With survival at stake, each had no choice but to fight, and so I dismissed peace as impossible. Impossible is a word coined by the weak. I proclaimed to all who would listen, and then gave up. You and yours put me to shame. Since you led us to victory against the Black Wolf, you have achieved the impossible again and again and again. I'm sinking again. Why is my chair doing this? Oh, God. I've sunk massively. Oh, there we go. Right. And I thought it high time that I followed suit. Hence my proposal to the Alliance Council. Oh, that's good. But no sooner did I reach out to our neighbours in Vilbrand than my own people sought to thwart me. Ooh. You speak of the pirates who failed to attend the meeting. Aye. Acting through a friendly faction amongst kobolds, we had intended to seek an audience with a prominent patriarch. But the bloody executioners were not here of it, and their absence sent a message to the rest. Though they are but one of the 3 pirate powers, they are the greatest, and any attempt at peace would founder without them. Would founder without them? Should that be flounder? Dunno. I am given to understand that their leader, Captain Hulfer, has been bedridden for some time with an ailment of the lungs. Oh. He's got the Rona. Correct. In his absence, his right hand leads a man named Sicard, but recently risen to prominence amongst their ranks. Save for his disdain for authority, little is known about him. We have invited him to speak with us more than once, but he will not come. I have tasked the Yellow Jackets and the Rogues with uncovering his motives, but they have learned naught of any value. Leave it to us. Yes, we'll sort this out. We have a nose for the truth. Whatever this Sicard wants, we'll find. Whatever this Sicard wants, we'll find out. Bloody Sicard. Truly, I would be much obliged. I shall look forward to hearing what you learn then. Good luck. Dankeschön. Lovely stuff. Here we go. Okay. Speak with Alfino. Okay, I can speak with Alfino. By way of a first step, I suggest we split up and make inquiries around town. Someone must know this Sicard. If you could approach the pirates, Sunbucks, the rest of us will seek out merchants and adventurers. Okay. Let's try and find this sicko. Where are we going then? So it's all on the upper decks. Okay. So really we want to go to the Marauders Guild first and then After Castle. Yeah. We've spoken to both of these guys before in the past. Upper decks. I think we have anyway. I'm pretty sure I remember speaking to... I know we've spoken to the one in the south. Pretty sure we've spoken to the guy. Yeah, because he's... Yeah. They're up there. That's right. Yeah, we've spoken to this one before. Curious about Sicard, are you? As am I, my friend, as am I. Sadly, I know nothing of the man, save that the bloody executioners experienced a marked improvement in their fortunes after his promotion. Quite how he achieved this matter is of some debate. As you know, the thalassocracy permits us to attack only Garlean vessels, yet these have all but vanished from the sea since the Empire turned in upon itself. In order to adapt, we Krakens have taken to trading with the East, but the executioners are less forward-thinking. I cannot imagine they would willingly abandon the old ways. So how, then, are they lining their coffers? Whatever their secret, they're just not like to share it with their rivals, but mayhap you all have better luck. Okay, yeah. Interesting stuff. What's going on there? Weird. Okay. I wonder how much we'll get through today. I'm hoping to finish patch. Yeah, I'm hoping to finish this patch 5.4 today. Maybe depending on how quickly we get through it, we might jump into 5.5, just because I know it's. Oh yeah, I forgot it's Heaven's Drum at the minute. Just because I know it's a shorter one. I think there's 6. Yeah, I think there's 6 quests in 5.5. We definitely won't complete 5.5 today, but we might, we might get a chance to jump into it. Hey, you want to know about Sicard? He's a wily bugger is what he is. Found some clever way to make coin, they say, and traded it for Moonscat's place at old Hilfer's side. There was a time we raced the executioners for our pick of the Empire's fleet, but the Garleans are gone, and them days with them. Owing to which, we've all of us had to look for other ways to make ends meet, with that jumped-up bilge rat Sicard landing the juiciest, whatever it may be. Not that we sirens are struggling, mind. We do well guarding fishing boats and the fishbacks and other beasties. Get the pick of the first produce. Get the first pick of the produce for a trouble, see? Quality stuff at bargain price. Then we pass to our sisters as can't sail and account of getting old or wounded or with child, and they cook it up and sell it for a pretty profit. Simple. Yeah, I miss the old ways, don't get me wrong, but when I see the girls with their little ones, I think to myself, a life of peace and quiet ain't all that bad. Oh, okay. Now we need to have a chat with Alfie. Where's Alfie at? He's back over here. Let's just... I was going to say let's teleport, but like... The Aetherite shard's like just over here. Okay. So this Sicard's got some really lucrative way of earning money. And he's not letting up on what it is. Interesting. I wonder what it is. Either way, we need to have a chat with Alfie because this was really quick. 15 minutes in and we've already done one quest. Pretty pleased with that. We know there's no more dungeons in this patch. There's a dungeon in the next patch, but I very much doubt we're going to get to that point today. We'll see, maybe. I see everyone has returned. Now, who would like to go first? Alice, say. Me, apparently. So, just as their Imperial prey began to disappear, Sicard turned the executioner's fortunes around with a mysterious new source of income. Whatever it is, it's nothing to scoff at. According to a tavern keeper I spoke to, the crew have been indulging themselves as never before, but no amount of drink seems to loosen their tongues as to how they are coming by their coin. For my part, I spoke with a reporter from the Harbour Herald. The publication has been investigating the secret of the executioner's good fortune, and making little headway. Plainly, the executioners do not wish the nature of their business to be made public. It seems that way, doesn't it? And I think I may know why. In the course of making inquiries on Hawker's Alley, an interesting fact came to light. Just as the executioners began to enjoy their better fortunes, the price of the crystal went into sharp decline. A sudden fall in demand, I was told. Curious, I contacted Hoary Boulder, who has been watching the movements of the beast tribes, and my suspicions were proven correct. Despite ever-worsening relations between the beast tribes and the Thalassocracy, neither Titan nor Leviathan have made an appearance of late, suggesting that the Kobolds and Sahagin lack the means with which to summon them. Do you mean to say that the executioners are divesting them of their crystals? All indications point to the conclusion, yes. Though we have had no hard evidence of yet, we must investigate further. Wait, what? So the executioners are... They're basically buying the crystals before they can get into the hands of beast tribes, I'm guessing? Agreed. So how do we proceed? Oh, I have an idea about that. In fact, I've already taken the liberty of making certain provisions. Ooh. Okay. Fair enough. Well, it's time to search for Sicard. Here we go. In search for Sicard, or the search for Sicard. During my inquiries, a disgruntled merchant informed me that a wholesaler of crystals had recently arrived in Limzola Minsa, offering wares at prices far undercutting the competition. After asking around, I was able to gain an introduction and will shortly pose as a potential buyer, in a bid to establish the crystal's provenance. The man is due to be at Ocean's Embrace in Lower Nonoska shortly. I suggest we make our way there at once. I agree. Let's make our way there. Fair enough. Yeah, I'm just going to teleport to Moribi Dry Dots and then fly up. That sounds like a good idea to me. Here we go. Can't believe how like big the wingspan of this mount is. Not usually a fan of dragons and birds, just because like I I don't know if it's like a bit of OCD or something. I like the mount to be in view. So I feel like I have to zoom out, but I don't like being zoomed out too much. It's weird, I know. Alfie bud, how we doing? If anyone asks why we need the crystals, it's for his staff. It's for Grahar's staff. He keeps breaking it. We need to remake it every time. That appears to be our merchant. Wish me luck. Wait, if he truly is in league with the bloody executioners, he will surely be wary of those allied to the Admiral, the Scion not least of all. Compared to yours and Sunbucks's, mine is an unfamiliar face. Let me play the role of the buyer. Grahar is right, and even if you aren't recognised on sight, you look too genteel to be mixing with society's underbelly. Genteel. But very well, I'll leave it to you, Grahar. Alright then. This should be interesting. Got business with me, Catboy? You're the crystal wholesaler? No, I am, but you're no merchant. So what do you want the crystals for? Say the staff. You need to make more staffs. Don't look at us, you idiot. You'll give yourself away. Oh, I see. You're a weaponsmith, am I right? And you need crystals to make staffs like that fine specimen you got there. Yeah. That's right. I am indeed a weaponsmith, and I use naught but the finest materials. I bid you show me your wares. Well, we don't invite just anybody into our storehouses. Takes time to establish trust, you understand? Look, I have a large and urgent commission. If the quality is satisfactory, I will not quibble over the price. Alright, explain that no ordinary crystals adorning your star, so I'll make an exception. Come with me! Alright then. Oh, and off you go. Yeah, off you go. Give yourself away. I know, Alice, I know. It seems to be working. Let's follow them. Yeah, let's. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, wow. That's a really... Oh, my God. We spent like 7 minutes on this quest. Well, I don't want to jinx it, but we may very well get through this entire patch. And quite a bit away through the next one, actually. If all of the quests for the rest of this patch are going to be like this, I know the last quest is going to be a long one in that there's going to be like a 20-minute cutscene. It's got to take that into account. So that's going to be at least like 20 minutes. Well, 15 to 20 minutes at least. Like, at least 15 minutes, probably more like 20, 25. But yeah, like, if we can get through the next 2 quests, like, real quick, then that'll work out well. Probably going to be seeing like a 5-minute cutscene here. They went into that tunnel quietly now. Okay. Yeah. Going to be a cutscene here. I imagine this is probably going to be about 5 minutes. Really good. Making really good time. Wow. Like yesterday, I think it took us like, what, an hour and a half, 2 hours to get through like 2 quests? 2.5 quests? Today, it's 20 minutes in. We've almost done 2 quests. You won't find any finer, especially not for the price. Indeed, I would expect more to pay more than double for such quality. How could they possibly be so cheap? Oh, there's nothing unlawful about them, if that's your worry. They're from Ogoromo, if you take my meaning. Stuff's as pure as it gets. You won't be disappointed. So how much do you want? All of it. All 7 boxes. Agoramo. Taken from the kobolds, just as we suspected. Uh-oh. That's enough. Shut your gobs and turn around, slowly. Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Is it Sicard? Oh, hello. He clearly hasn't seen the Stormblood trailer. You point a gun at the main character, they're going to slice the bullets in half. I'm Sicard, acting captain of the bloody executioners. No need to introduce yourselves. We know who you are, scions. Look on his face. And we also know you've been chatting to the Admiral. Got eyes and ears everywhere, see? Comes with being the only true pirate crew left in Nimza. So we've established you ain't here to buy crystals. Question is, what are you here for? You are bold to reveal yourself to us without knowing our objective, but that would explain your swift rise to power. You have spoken plain, and so I shall return the favour. We came here to learn why the bloody executioners oppose the Admiral's will. And we have our answer. Should Limsa Lominsa make peace with the kobolds, you would lose your source of your newfound wealth. Makes sense, yeah. That's right. Just to remind you, though, we ain't breaking any rules here. The law forbids us from attacking any vessel, not flying the Imperial flag. But it don't say nothing about beastmen. Only reason we'll keep our operation nice and quiet is because we don't want no one taking our business. Alright, just listen to the end, will ya? For what it's worth, I have the highest respect for you and yours. Her especially. While the Maelstrom were worrying about dirtying their fancy red clubber, you lot stormed all Garamo and battled Bleeding Titan himself. Raised a mug to you when I heard the news. And now we're following in your footsteps, making sure the beastmen never summon their stinking gods again. Practically your successors we are. When there were still Imperial ships about, we did our bit for Limsa and went after them, but with the Garleans gone, there's no one left to ply our trade on, except the beastmen. So let us have that, eh? It's only fair. Contentious, so some may find your views. It is true that you have broken no laws. That being so, I see no reason why you should not state your case directly to the Admiral's face, unless the acting captain of the only true pirate crew left in Nimza has some other cause to hide in the cave. Well said. Well said indeed. Alright, I'll meet with the Admiral. I'll even provide the venue. The Ostilica. I trust you won't turn down the invitation. Is he going to steal the ship? Sorry, commandeer, whatever. Is he going to commandeer the ship? Is he going to do a Jack Sparrow? Oh, Jesus, these quests are quick. Alphino is keen to report back to the Admiral. I thought myself the hunter, but it turns out I was the prey. A timely reminder that the pirate powers of Limsa Lominsa are not to be trifled with. But all's well that ends well. Grartier's timely provocation had the desired effect, and Sicard has agreed to a meeting. Let us hurry back to Limsa Lominsa and pass on the invitation to the Admiral. Okay. Let's do it then. Oh, okay, I can move. Speak with Merlweb in the command room. I was going to say control room, but either or. Same diff. Over this way. I do tend to get a bit turned around in them, so I'm going to be honest. This used to be like... this used to be where I went all the time. That changed, unfortunately, when Shadowbringers came... Like, when I got into Shadowbringers and then the Crystarium became available, now I kind of just... I always go to the Crystarium. Actually, I haven't said that. I suppose Stormblood I went to Kagane as like a default. It was only through Heavensward, like through Realm Reborn and Heavensward I came to Limsa as like my default city. Anyway. Welcome back, my friends. What news? Well, so they have been stealing crystals from the kobolds. My thanks for solving the mystery and securing a meeting besides. Suffice to say, I accept Sicard's invitation, and I would have you join me as my guests. The future of Limsa hangs on the outcome of this meeting, and I would have the Scions present to bear witness. Here we go. I mean, that was me saying, are they going to commandeer the ship? I think this is actually their ship.
Look who's come crawling! Traitor!
So it's a voice scene.
You can shove your piece!
Welcome aboard, Admiral. I'll wager you don't remember me. Sicard, acting captain of the bloody executioners, at your service.
I'm gonna be honest. I feel it might just be the way I hear myself talk. I feel like I got his voice pretty close.
'Twas kind of you to invite us.
I can't do hers.
If Captain Hillfear has a message for me, I bid you speak it.
Yeah, I can't do her voice.
We have just the one demand. That you forget this bilge about making peace with the Beastmen. Ours is a nation of pirates. Always has been, always will be. Deny us our right to plunder, and you deny who we are.
Too bloody right! Pirates till we die!
What we want, we take!
Wow.
Piracy has no place in our future.
That's not going to go down well.
What'd she say?
Oh.
Pirates have no place. Our nation has prospered through piracy, 'tis true. Yet it is but one part of our long and storied history. Centuries ago, our ancestors led a failed rebellion and were driven from their homes with little more than the shirts on their backs. In fear of their lives, they sailed south until they came to these shores.
Yeah.
Finding the land occupied by kobolds, however, they were forced to turn to piracy in order to survive. And survive they did. But not so long ago, when the Empire threatened to crush everything we'd built, we set aside piracy and joined hands with our neighbors. This too was in order to survive. And survive we did. Time after time we fought the Empire, and time after time we won. And through trade with our newfound allies, we prospered more than we ever did through pillaging and plundering.
Okay. I get what you're
The
saying.
Empire teeters on the brink of collapse. Ere long, provinces like Wurlit and Bosnia and many others will regain their freedom. When they do, our matchless fleet will lead the world in a new golden age of commerce. The tides favor us, and the ocean beckons with her vast bounty. But if we cling to the old ways, this great ship we call Limsa will trade the boundless seas for a lagoon. Shall we scorn the world's wealth for a plundered pittance then? Or shall we embrace change and thrive, like our ancestors before us? The choice is yours. But if we are to prosper in the coming age, the whole of Vilbrand must become our ship, and a kobold and Sahagin our crewmates.
Okay, okay.
Rousing
respond?
words. Might even be some truth in them. But pirating's all we've ever known. And we ain't about to give it up just 'cause you say so. Still, we're all Laminsons here and no one wants a war. So where does that leave us?
Where does that leave us?
Long before you became Admiral, I heard you was captain of the League of Lost Bastards. That true?
I was waiting for this to come up because she was a pirate before.
If so, you'd know how we pirates settle our differences.
A duel. Very well. As Admiral of Limsa Laminsa, I accept your challenge.
There we go. Oh, please don't say I have to play as a... I don't want to play as, like, is she a machinist? I don't know what she is. I'm assuming... I don't know. I think she is. With the whole gun thing. Kind of want to leave machinist as a Palace of the Dead class for me. I don't think we do have to play as her. I think it's just a cutscene. Here we go. This is where we see if she can still hold up. She's still got what it takes. Oh. Right in the leg. Nice.
This ain't over! Not till one of us is dead! Finish the job! Or I will!
Oh, what's happened there? Oh! I think I know who this is. I guess it's the captain. The leader.
It's the captain!
Yeah, okay, it's the captain.
Captain Alfie! Ye fool! 'Twas over afore it began.
Captain!
I don't want to do his voice.
Seems the whelps have been yapping while their master was abed.
Apparently so, yeah.
Listen well, all of ye. Since the signing of the Galadian Accord, we all of us have been part of the same crew. The crew of the good ship Limsa Laminsa. At the helm of that ship is the Admiral. And 'tis she who decides where we sail. Was I not clear on that point? Or did you forget whose deck you stand on? Nay? Then what in the seven hells are you playing at?
It's all we know, Captain. If we ain't pirates, what are we?
You're bloody idiots is what ye are. Idiots with your own lives ahead of ye. Ye can do anything ye want. Be anything ye want. We're pirates, aye. And we pirates love our loot. But that ain't our first love. Our first love is the sea. The sea! And what she brings us. Freedom!
Yes.
So hold fast to that. Let the brine-crusted husk that stands before you now be the last of them as knew naught save out of steel. And make of yourselves a new breed of pirate!
Didn't understand half what you just said there. Oh.
Lad, I made ye me right hand 'cause I saw something in ye. And I still do. You've the makings of a captain. All you lack's the belief. Well now, it seems we're of one mind after all. Apologies for the misunderstanding, Admiral. We're with ye, wherever ye be headed.
Okay, there we go.
You have my thanks, Hilfir.
Issue sorted.
Your choice of dueling pistol did not escape my notice. Good old Annihilator. Ender of many a proud pirate's voyage. Mistbeard's vanished into legend, and it won't be long before I take my rest in the depths. Yet be that as it may, the old ways can only truly die when we've dealt the Empire the telling blow. There'll be stormy seas ahead, no doubt. But I'm trusting ye to steer us through to the other side.
Don't worry, we're going to sort the Empire. I think. Well, they're kind of squabbling amongst themselves, but yeah, they'll get sorted. That was good. Oh my god, this quest is done already. Jesus. So quick. Though I've had an anticipated a duel, I did not foresee that Hilfir would intervene. But full glad am I that he did. 'Twould have been shame to kill the boy. Savage. Instead, the whelp had learned a valuable lesson, and we have made peace amongst ourselves. All that remains is to do likewise with our neighbours. Yes. Oh, materia. Right. We're gonna go crit there, but what I need skill speed, because what I've noticed is Reaper is a slow class. Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Skill speed's a bit low compared to the rest anyway. I mean, spell speed's even lower, but okay, having said that, all of the mental properties are lower, but attack power is like massively, like, so compared to the skill speed, it's so much higher, and like the offensive and defensive properties as well. I definitely need to get some materia on some of this gear. I need skill speed. If I can get skill speed on, I don't know if you can put skill speed on armor. If you can, I'm doing it. But basically, I want to get skill speed on all of these. Yeah, because these are all weapon skills, aren't they? Yeah, it's my weapon skill recast time that I need to lower. Anyway, the great ship Vilbrand. For the first time in a long time, and Werewolf's course is clear. Here we go. Now I need hardly tell you, but any attempt to negotiate with the tribes is doomed to fail unless their minds can first be wrested from the grip of their gods. That's a good thing. We can sort that out. And so, in the meeting we seek to arrange with the kobolds, I would have you free their leader of Titan's influence. Leave it to us. We will open his ears to reason. You have my thanks. Ere we proceed, there is something you should know. Oh, yes. Some 50 years passed when the Sahagans swarmed at our holes in ever greater numbers. Limsa entered into a covenant with the kobolds. Okay. To men shall go the bounty of the sea. To kobold shall go the bounty of the land. An ostensibly equitable arrangement, conspicuously lacking in detail. Aye, inadvertently or not, the wording was ambiguous, and we took advantage of it, moving in to claim the northern reaches of Lunoskia, which the kobold believed theirs. Bloodshed followed, then bloodshed to answer the bloodshed, and on it went, till every ilm of Vilbrand bore the stain of our conflict. This is not history, you understand. It is the present, fresh and raw, and with their kindred's blood yet on our hands, we will struggle to regain the kobolds' trust, even should we cure their temper. Okay. Admiral, you speak of obstacles like we are to encounter at the meeting, but as things stand, I see no reason why the kobolds would agree to a meeting in the first place. And so we must provide a reason. I will restore their stolen crystals to them, and personally deliver the cargo along with my apologies. Bait, they would welcome us into their midst, not to speak of peace, but to have you at their mercy. Yeah. Aye, and given the wealth of crystals we will bring, I'll wager they will attempt to summon Titan there and then. Meaning a high priest would need to be present, to whom we could administer the cure. Oh, okay. Precisely. He is the fish I would catch, but he will not be alone. Nay, he will have guards on hand, and they will lay down their lives to protect him. Yet a single death of the kobolds side would jeopardize our chance of peace. And they're my venture founders. There's that word again, founders. Should it be flounders? Yet it need not. What if we were to employ the Conqueror's Chain? Though we would still have to weaken the kobolds, it would allow us to subdue them without inflicting lasting harm. The artifact Mistbeard used to take the goods and not life. Aye, that would serve. Well done, Marshal. Okay. So, friends, what do you think of our strategy? The effects of tempering are cumulative, and we may safely assume that the High Priest's exposure to primal influence is extensive. It will therefore take a greater deal of Aether to reverse its effects, not to mention time. Time during which Alice would be defenseless. Even should we all look to her protection, I'm not convinced we could keep an entire army of kobolds at bay. Well, I'm happy to take that risk. It's not as if we have any choice. Any other choice, no. Besides, it's what Tesleen would do. And had I not followed her example, we wouldn't even have a cure of tempering, much less a chance to bring peace to Vilbrand. So I'm going to cure that priest, or die trying. Okay. I believe in you, Alice. And I believe in you too, and everyone, you and everyone. I know you'll keep me safe. It's settled then. See to your preparations and make for the camp overlook. We will join you there anon. Okay. I know there's not a dungeon here. I'm guessing it's going to be a thing. It's going to be a thing. That's what it's going to be. No, it's going to be there we go. Words. Why can't my brain come up with the words? It's going to be a duty, a solo duty, level sync duty. That's the one. Okay. Alice. Straight into another cutscene. Okay, thank you. Right. Alfie wasn't lying when he said I'd be defenseless, so I'm counting on you all to give me the time I need. Our sole purpose will be to keep you out of harm's way, so leave that to us, and focus on your own task. Indeed, and should you want for Aether, you need only say the word. Oh! Garbu, did you follow us here? There's something important that I wanted to say to the High Priest. Say, please let me come with you, please. I'm sorry, but it's too dangerous. I need you to promise me that you'll stay here where it's safe, alright? Aww. My apologies for the wait. It took time, but we have secured our audience. All unfolded as expected. At the mention of my returning their crystals in person, the kobolds suddenly remembered how keen they were to be reconciled. And in the glorious spirit of cooperation, we are to be received by Patriarch Zardar of the Second Order, who awaits our pleasure in the naval. If you are ready, let us proceed to Ugamaro Mines at once. Okay. Going into Titan's domain. Okay, not quite yet. I've actually got to get in there, yeah. I was really kind of thinking it was going to like just pop us in there, you know. Oh well. What's that? No music. Yeah, there's fake music, but no music for this area. No, I can. You can hear the caves, but I think this is locked off, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, you can hear the caves, but oh no, there is music. It's just really quiet. No, I'm not interested in joining the Fate. No, thank you. What? Huh? Oh, down here. I was gonna say, why can't I get in? This is it. Right. This Aetherite will bear us to our quarry. Should he make to summon Titan, as I anticipate, we will halt the ceremony and restrain him. There you go. Like I said, it's a level sync duty. At this, all hells will break loose, and we will have to have an army of kobolds to entertain until Alisaie's work is done. Just remember, none must die. We weaken them and let Enzer do the rest. Okay. It is time. Stay the course, my friends. I spy calmer waters beyond this squall. Well, let's see. I've seen this place a lot, but not usually outside of a primal fight. I'd love to know how many times I've run the extreme fights. There must be some sort of statistic somewhere. Whether it's on the lodestone, which is their the Final Fantasy XIV's like character portal on the web, on the internet. Maybe there's something in game, I don't know. There's dead kobolds.
Greetings, Patriarch. I am Merlwib Blufisvin, Admiral of Limsa Laminsa.
Sorry, what? Blowhifswin.
I come before you to offer my sincerest apologies for the many wrongs committed by my people against you and yours.
You were foolish to come here. Stupid, unwise, foolish. The Great Father shall have your souls for your folly.
I don't think it will.
Aye, just as we thought.
Ooh, there we go. Come on, Alisaie.
Alisaie, quickly.
When you're ready.
You don't need to tell me.
Let none pass. We must grant her as much time as we can.
Okay, how easy is this going to be? Wait, did I get them in it as well? Oh, sweet. Are we gonna... What's going on?
We must protect Alisaie.
Get rid of that. There we go.
There.
Okay, I'm really...
You're in my sights.
Oh, there you are. Yeah, I'm really not dealing much damage. This isn't good. I'm getting them down slowly. It's just... I wouldn't have minded this doing a little bit more damage.
You're in my sights.
Go on, if you could just, you know, bop them once more, please. There we go. Lovely stuff. Thank you. Alisaie, are you even doing anything? Go, Angela. Okay, there we go. I was going to say, yeah, so what are you doing? Like, the tempering's still 100%. Oh, do you know what? I'm going to take this moment just quickly to... Ah, you can't move it. Bugger, I was going to move that. Too severe, I can't finish the job. Or you have to. Just try again. Go on, Graha. You. What? Do you know what? It just seems to be me and the Admiral. Why don't you,
Just
all
what we
three of
need.
you? Wait, what? Do we? I don't know what.
You're not alone.
Sure, I'm gonna stand right now. I'm gonna stand. Yeah, that. Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't take any damage. Well. Anyway, I was gonna say, yeah, just why don't all three of them, like, do it? Why is Alice just sat there in the middle? That's just silly. It's like she doesn't realise we're fighting enemies.
You're in my sights.
Come on, Admiral, when you're ready, bop them. Nice. Okay. There we go. Alpha and Graha is gonna. Yeah, that's exactly what
Here
you
you
need
are,
to do.
Alize.
Yeah, and I'm imagining that's gonna take him down to. Oh God. Uh-oh. Okay, we're all good, we're all good, we're all good, we're all good. Come on. Right, we are almost all good. One sec. There we go. Come on. Yes. Oh God, again. I don't like those grenades.
More! I need more ether.
Let me guess, I'm going to have to feed you full of ether. Come on, guys. Okay, we are golden. Right.
Just a little more.
Now we got to destroy these grenades. Uh-oh. Do I? No. Yeah, I can't defeat these guys. All of you. Okay. Oh. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. She's taken some, like, major damage there. Or major Aether damage. They all look like a -10 in Aether. I really thought I'd have to right click. Yes, yes, I knew I'd have to do that. There we go. Come on. There we go. That's going to go all the way up to negative, like, 10 stack, isn't it? Oh, a 9 stack. Ow! What just happened there? Oh, it's a big kobold. Does the Admiral die? That would be... Oh! That would be interesting. Okay, well, I mean, this is fine. I just do this. See? Oh God, you hit hard, Jesus. Is it literally just me? I think it's like they've all just buggered off, as in they're all dead. What in the world? Okay. Weird. I think we're good though. I think we'll be fine. I've just got to survive. Just got to survive. Oh God, he's doing something I don't like the look of. Oh, I am taking some hits. This isn't good. That is why we heal. Full health again. There we go. And you're dead. Sorted. A little more and I can finish this. Yeah, I need to give you one more. I just realised, like, I did all that with, like, massive, like, decrease in stats. There we go. I think that's duty complete. Yes, duty complete. No longer level synced.
Yes, this will do. Here I go.
Should have just got me to imbue you from the start. You would have just been... You would have done it all in one hit.
Go, Angelo.
I got to click now. Go, Angelo! Speaking of Angelo Porksy, I'm 1/3 of the way there. 1/3 of the way in my rep grind to getting the Porksy mount. That should be good. It's 4 more days left of rep grinding. I say grinding, it takes 7 minutes, I think, to do them. To do it per day. Spend 7 minutes a day doing it. That's literally it.
Did
Super
it
quick.
work?
That's the question, isn't it?
What?
What is the meaning of this?
Yes, I think it worked.
I'm sorry, but they died by your hand. You sacrificed them to summon Titan.
No. No, 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 no!
How does he see? That's what I want to know.
Why? Why would I do such a thing?
Yeah, I'm wondering that. Why would you do such a thing? What's going on right now? What? What's it? What?
Would that there were a cure for the victims of the Tempered.
Oh, it's Garbu.
Gabu, what are you doing here?
You said you promised you would stay behind. Oh, bless.
Patriarch, please listen to me. Hear, heed, listen.
What is it with the repeating, like, saying the 3 words? That's what I want to know.
The Great Father we have been summoning is false. He only hurts us and those we love. For a long time, his voice filled my mind. It told me to do terrible things. Awful, unspeakable, terrible things.
Yeah.
But I didn't give in to it. And you mustn't either. There's been too much pain already. So please, end the suffering.
Yeah, it's a good thing we fixed him before Garbu ran in. That would have gone badly.
What have I done?
Aww.
We share this child's desire, Patriarch. An end to summoning, for it spells naught but misery for both our peoples.
It's not entirely his fault. It was originally, but then he was being mind controlled.
For many long years, man and kobold have feuded over territory, pillaging and perishing for the earth beneath our feet. It may be said that we fought to survive, but what we have sown in blood, we have reaped in suffering, and it cannot go on. I would see us set aside the past and work together for peace.
What does he say?
It was wrong of me to hurt my own in the name of the Great Father. Sinful, evil, wrong. But that doesn't mean there can be peace between us.
Oh, okay.
Men cannot be trusted. The bounty of the land was to be ours, and yours the bounty of the sea. But you broke the pact. Violated, breached, broke. Unready as we were, what choice had we but to call upon the divine to rid ourselves of your tyranny?
None, and I do not blame you for it. In violation of the spirit, if not the letter, of the pact, we took your lands for our own. The fault lies wholly with us. On behalf of all Laminsons, I offer you my humblest apology. I pray you'll find it in your heart to accept it. Yet I know an apology alone will not serve to make things right. So, we will revise the pact to leave no room for doubt. And any who violate it shall face justice, swift and certain.
No, we won't be fooled. Not again.
Please, hear me to the end. Fleeting though it was, there was a time when man and kobold abided together in harmony, in cooperation.
He's just not having it, is he? He's not interested.
In those days, your people shared the secrets of smelting. Knowledge which allowed Limsa Laminsa to thrive. Much of what we have, we owe to the kobolds.
Yeah, that's true.
And so, for the good of all who dwell on this isle, I wish to make you an offer. We will bear your people's wares to every corner of the world, and trade them in your stead. In return, we will bring you the bounty, not only of the sea, but lands both near and far. Whatever you desire, the Navigator as my witness, you shall have it. There will be no more man and beastman, just the crew of the great ship that is Vilbrand. And together, we will share in the wealth of the world. If you'll only accept our hand in friendship.
Aww.
We want to believe you. We truly do. But we believed you before and you betrayed us. Fooled, deceived, betrayed us.
There are bad men, it's true. But there are also good ones. And the ones before you are the best of them. They were always kind to me. Caring, nice, kind, and I trust them with my life.
Aww.
Before I became Admiral, I was a pirate. I stole, I fought, I stained the sea red with blood. Such is my past, and I dare not forget it, however much I might want to. That is death penalty. The pistol I used to pass judgment on my own sire when he fell thrall to Leviathan and betrayed his comrades.
Ooh.
It's loaded. If you were to point it at my head and pull the trigger, I would most assuredly die.
Not sure it was a smart idea to launch a loaded gun down on the ground like that.
Though it isn't much, My life is the single most valuable thing I possess. If it will suffice to atone for past wrongs, take it. A single bullet to annul the old pact, and my blood to write it anew.
You serious?
What comes after, I entrust to this man, my second in command. I know that he will do his utmost for the happiness of all who call Vilbrand home.
I don't think he's going to pull the trigger. I bet he just walks up to her and gives her the gun. Or he's going to pull the trigger, but he misses her on purpose or something. Oh, yeah, there we go. So he shoots it up. Okay.
I do not trust you. Not yet. But Gaboo does. And I will trust him.
And there we go. Gaboo saves the day. That was nice.
We want you to know that we respect your faith. There's nothing wrong with giving thanks to the land which sustains you. But summoning is different. Should you hear of anyone who would attempt it, we ask that you appeal to their better judgment, or failing that, seek our aid. We're always ready to help.
We've got loads of little
Many more
Angelos.
of my brethren are yet enthralled to the Great Father, just as I was. If you could free them too, I would be grateful. Appreciative, thankful, grateful.
Well, I'll say he's going to be knackered by the end of the day.
'Tis we who should be grateful, Patriarch. I thank you for affording us this chance.
Don't really see much of the Admiral these days, so it's interesting. Yeah, because we saw a lot of Raben during Stormblood. Don't really see much of the seer. I forget her name, like Senna, K Senna or something. I don't know. The Gridanian one. Don't really see much of her anymore. Like I think she played a big part. Like all of them played a big part in Realm Reborn, but then since then it's been Raben in Stormblood, and now Merlin here, but nothing from Gridania. Anyway. 'Twould seem we have found a way forward with the kobolds. Next we will help the Second Order to free their tempered brethren from thraldom. Theirs is far from the only order, of course, and it will take no small amount of time and effort to reach the rest, but reach them we will, however long it takes. Yeah. I would say that I was in your debt, but that has been long true. So instead I would say thank you for helping us to plot a new course, not only for Limbs of Leminster, but all Eorzea. Aww. Oh, final quest of dispatch, futures rewritten. Alphino's face is a picture, equal parts jubilation and relief. Here we go. think this quest unlocks Admiral for me. Maybe.
Right. Let's return to the Rising Stones.
Yes. Uh-oh.
Admiral,
News?
something strange is afoot at the floating city.
The floating city.
Breathe, man. What is it?
I think it's best you see for yourself. Please, come with me.
Uh-oh. Floating city. Floating city. Why being silly here? I don't know what a floating city is. It might be something we just genuinely haven't seen in like 3 expansions.
What is that?
Yeah, I don't know. What? No, I don't recall seeing this place before.
A tower.
You can see it too, then? I feared I was losing my wits. One moment I was patrolling as usual, and the next it was just there.
Okay. Deep dungeon? I know it's not. Oh, you said I think it is.
Yes? This is she. I am. I'm looking at it. What? Understood. Send the Elder Seedseer my regards.
That was me just saying, we don't hear much from the Elder Seedseer these days. Okay, fine. Guess we're doing this then.
Communications officer. It seems this isn't the only tower. They've sprung up all across Eorzea.
Oh. That changes things a bit.
Nothing more is known. Only that they appear to be of Garlean construction. Our allies on the Alamegan front are on highest alert.
Oh, bloody Garleans. Okay.
Forgive my directness, but would you join them? They may well need the help.
Of course, Admiral. We shall make all haste.
My thanks. I will return to Limsa to weigh our response.
Okay.
Look for Commander Hext when you arrive in Alamigo, and may the Navigator speed you on your way.
Okay. Yeah, we don't, we haven't really like spoken to Lise much. So this is obviously the bit where we get Lise involved. I'm imagining we're going to get Gridana involved a bit more over this next 2 patches. 5.5 and 5.55. But we do officially only have 10 quests left. This one plus 9 more. So, yay. Right, the Alamegan Quarter. So far, so good, though. So far, so good. Let's get a mount. Looking at the time, if this one's probably going to take us about, like I said earlier, about 20, maybe 30 minutes in total. I'm thinking the cutscene itself is probably going to be like 15 to 20 minutes and then maybe 10 minutes of gameplay. Maybe, I don't know, I could be wrong. So we're looking at maybe, yeah, finishing this by the 1 hour 40 mark, I'm guessing. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see.
Thank you for coming so soon. I'll
That's
send for
okay.
Commander Aldin at once, and we can decide what to do about these infernal towers.
You got it. Uh-oh. What? Oh! Oh! Is that what I think it is?
It can't be.
The palace! After them!
That was Anasian, wasn't it? Was that, what's his face? The fancy one? One who's all like, you know, likes to swing his arms about. He was just wearing a different robe. It looked a bit like his face. Here he is, Robin.
You're here, good.
They didn't change his voice again, did they? Here we go, who's this? Yeah, that does look like him a bit. Yeah, that is him. That's the same guy.
Well! To be received by such an illustrious cast! Why? Even the hero of the piece is here! I feel quite starstruck.
Ban Daniel, that's the one. That's the one.
Is that Asahi?
Asahi, yeah, that's the one.
His body, more like. You don't fool us.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh! You saw straight through it. Anyone would think you dealt with Asians before.
No, never. Never.
Permit me to introduce myself. I am Fan Daniel. And may I say what a pleasure it is to finally make your acquaintance.
Okay. The towers, what are they for?
My, straight to business is it? Suit yourself.
I forgot it doesn't auto-progress, that's my bad.
It is my intention to recreate the final days. To which end I have distributed a collection of rather ingenious devices, or towers, which will, in time, give rise to the grandest of spectacles.
Alright, okay.
The final days? But it was the Asians who laboured to prevent them.
Yes.
You're quite right. Though I would expect no less from one responsible for eliminating my unsundered colleagues. Honestly, the three of them were obsessed with restoring the one true world. As a sovereign individual, however, I never had much interest in such things. I mean, why bother when you're just another sundered minion? Admittedly, Elidibus was not convinced by that argument, but thanks to you, I'm finally free of his incessant nagging.
Lovely. Okay. Oh, brilliant. So he doesn't mean to bring back. He doesn't want to do the rejoining. He just wants to end the world. Amazing. Okay, and because of us, when we killed both Emmett and Elidibus, it gave him the free reign to come out and just start his plan. Great, brilliant. Okay.
Free to use my powers as I see fit, to fulfill my heart's desire.
Oh, brilliant.
And my heart's desire is to lay this half-broken world to waste, leaving nary a fleck of dust behind.
What? Why would you want such a thing?
Good to collect. That's a good question.
Because I want wretched creatures who ask such meaningless questions to die.
Oh, okay.
You! And you! And you! I want you all to die! And I want to die too! Oh, yes! I want to die and take everyone with me in a paroxysm of pain and suffering! I'm different, you see, from the ancients who clung to dear life, and from you.
He's a little bit cuckoo.
So don't bother trying to reason with me. You will find I have no reason, or creed, or any such tripe. I just want to destroy the world. But please do resist with all your might. It will add to my enjoyment. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, keep your eyes peeled, for the curtains have risen on the spectacle to end all spectacles. We, the Telophoroi, shall be your performers, and this very star our stage.
What? Telophoroi? I like this guy. It's interesting. I think that's cool. Can I get it as a mount? Oh, that'd be so cool if we get this as a mount. I get the feeling though we're gonna have to fight that thing in the dungeon that's coming up in next patch. I'm guessing.
Ah, but I nearly forgot. I have a message for you.
Yeah?
My esteemed patron, Lord Xenos, eagerly awaits you at the heart of the chaos.
Oh, I look forward to killing him.
While I wish only to destroy the world, he exists solely to relive a certain, transcendent moment with you. And it is for that reason he would reduce all to ash.
Oh, okay. Is he going to cheat again and
Pray
jump into the body of a dragon?
His dreams do not go unfulfilled. For if you should disappoint him, my trusty companion here, whom I've dubbed Lunar Bahamut, will burn your cities and everyone in them.
He's a bit small to be Lunar Bahamut, isn't he?
Everyone out! My men will tend to the blaze.
Good luck with that one. Right, Lise. Thank goodness everyone's safe. We've managed to put the fire out, though not quickly enough to save the garden. Raven, can I leave it to you to send word to the Alliance? I'm going to make a unit and investigate the tower. We need to find out what it's for. We'll go with you. No, you won't. You'll rest. From what Merwib tells me, you're due some time off duty. Should we learn anything about the tower, we'll be sure to share them with you. Until then, I want you to rest. Very well, but if you need our help, don't hesitate, and take care, both of you. Do I get to rest? Yes, apparently I do. I just have to have a chat with Cryle to rest. No, can you? I want to teleport, please. There we go. I can't click on it. Jesus. Okay, yeah, so we are, I think we are gonna jump into 5.5 today. I want to see how far we can get into it. We might not complete it, but I'm hoping we can get into it a bit. Here we go. Yes, enter the Rolling Stones and have a chat with Cryle. Like I said, I'm expecting a potentially 15 to 20 minute cutscene. Although I would put the last cutscene in that range anyway. So I'm expecting a bit of a cutscene here. Ah, you're back too. Good. We received the reports from the Alliance. Since we are all here, perhaps those who bore witness to the events in Alamigo could treat the rest of us to a first-hand account. Yes. No sooner do we overcome our problem than another appears. It would all seem tediously predictable, but for the endless variety of our foes. This Fandaniel sounds even more unhinged than his patron. Unhinged perhaps, but no fool. For his pantomime theatrics, he gave away little about his plot. We know only that he intends to recreate the final days, and that the towers will somehow facilitate this. He also called his dragon Lunar Bahamut. Let's not forget that little detail. Yeah, I don't think we need to worry too much about that though. And the creature certainly did resemble the Elder Primal. Yeah, like a miniature version though. That may be, but the fact that it's not answered to Fandaniel would suggest they are not one and the same entity. I think it more probable that it is some manner of simulacrum born of Asian magics. Whatever it is, for now we can but work closely with the Alliance and remain vigilant. Hey Jai, how you doing? I believe that concludes our news. What have yours, Justola? I've I've been to see the Sultana, knowing how quick the Immortal Flames are to dispose of their tempered. I judged it best to provide them with the cure first. As soon as I had sufficiently recovered, I travelled to Ul'Dan to lift the Porksies to her grace, along with detailed instruction on their use. Good, I played Skyrim VR for another like 10 hours, I'm exhausted. Fair enough. I mean, it's a good game, isn't it? It is old, but it's a good game. So fair enough. Especially if you mod it, And I know you did say yesterday I think you said that, yeah, I think it was yesterday you said it, that you've got mods on it. So I'm sure you've got plenty of like awesome mods that just make it so much better. Yet my visit chanced to coincide with the arrival of some troubling tidings. The Immortal Flames had been on the cusp of agreeing to a truce with the Emulger when negotiations abruptly collapsed. Ooh. The Emulger claimed that a number of their kind had been abducted and that men are responsible. That's not good. Nor is known of the perpetrators as yet, but as the Immortal Flames went about investigating the abductions, they came upon one of Fandaniel's towers. On the subject of the towers, you may be interested to learn that they are not an exclusively Eorzean phenomenon. According to the Alliance, they have been sighted as far afield as Yangtze. Then it would seem reasonable to assume that they are everywhere. We simply have not found them. Okay. Well, as you said yourself, we can do little now but save remain vigilant. And since we are dealing with the dragon, ostensibly at least, I believe it would behoove us to enlist the aid of an authority on such foes. Estinian! Estinian! Yeah. Estinian. Now, just a moment. If he could be persuaded to lend us his lance, I would be the first to welcome it. But the truth is, we will still struggle even to find him. I don't know about that. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure Tataru's got, she's got links, it's all good. You let me and Kral worry about that. We'll sniff him out no matter where he's hiding. If indeed he is hiding, we have ways of locating him regardless. So if there are no objections, we should depart at once. There we go. I was going to say, they have their means. They can find a Stinian no matter where he hides. I got more mods now. I'm at like 60. On my normal Skyrim, I have 250 mods. Jesus. I've never had like 250 mods before on Skyrim. I'm trying to think what I think the most I've had is like maybe like 30 or 40. I mean, it's been years since I modded it, since I played it last, but yeah, never that many. Jesus. But rather than sitting around, I think I might go to each of the city-states and educate them in the use of Porksies. They would doubtless appreciate it, but might you consider taking a moment to rest before leaving? You would be fresher for the task ahead. Alice, rest? She knows not the meaning of this word. Well, my friend, our moment of triumph did not last long. Nah. There we go. 'Twas ever the way, the world often needs saving, but I'd rather say, oh dear, are you not enjoying our adventure? There we go. Total of 98 gigs is taken up by just Skyrim and its mods. Jesus. However, having said that, do you, like, to be fair, these days, 98 gigs isn't that bad. What is it, like, wasn't Cold War, like, is Cold War the one that was 200 gig? I know, what's it called? Ark's like 200 gig. That's crazy. I'm pretty sure Cold War was like at least 100. I was pretty sure it was over. Oh, hang on. Having said that, I did opt to install the remastered textures or whatever, the HD textures, the 4K textures, whatever it is. Because I remember Chase saying his install was a lot lower than mine, like space-wise. But then that was because he didn't install the 4K textures, whereas I did. So, anyway. Come now, I didn't say that. While it may not be the most carefree experience, there is nothing in this world I'd rather do than write a new future with you. Aww. A long future, mind. Whatever the Telophari might hope. We'll stop them, won't we? Together. Yeah, this Telophari. Who are these Telophari? That's weird. Yeah, base Skyrim's 11. So that's a lot of mods then, basically, what you're saying. There we go. Futures rewritten. That we completed that patch. Now we're jumping into 5.5. Oh, meanwhile, Summer in the locks. I got a new 2 terabyte drive, so I'm all good. Nice, nice. I think I've used half of my 2 terabyte drive. Is it 2 terabytes? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got a 2 terabyte drive. I think I've used half of it already. So.
The scouts should have been back by now. I'm gonna go and find them.
Warn them. Oh, what is it? Oh.
Oh, thank goodness for that.
Something tells me that is not the scout you're looking for. Oh, maybe it is. Oh.
Glory be. Glory be.
Glory be what? To the Empire?
Glory be to Garlemald!
Yeah, okay. Basically, glory be to the Empire. Okay, good to know. Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace... Okay... I used up one of my 2 terabyte drives, and I just got a new one like 2 weeks ago. Fair enough. How long do you think it'll be before you fill that one up, though?
The piles have been driven as planned, and the first of the beasts has roared to life.
I'd say a year or 2. Fair enough, fair enough.
Moreover, I am pleased to report that preparations are well underway for the rest. Ere long, chaos shall reign over all the land, as befits the final days.
Xenos just like, you know,
so
he
long
just
as my
doesn't
friend
care, yeah.
returns to me, fangs bared and claws sharpened, I care not.
Yeah, there you go. I was going to say, Xenos just doesn't care.
Of course, my lord. By strange coincidence, your dear friend chanced to be present when I made my declaration.
Yes, I did.
I took the liberty of informing her that you await her coming, though I confess, I may have singed her a little in the process.
He's right.
Why do you tell me this? Are you in such a hurry to die?
Xenos knows it didn't affect us. It's fine.
Ah, my apologies. I must guard my tongue lest it be the end of me. Though, there is something to be said for such a glorious death. Better to fall to one who has it all than falter before an inferior. Huh. I shall keep it in mind as a contingency.
What I find interesting is, like, he can come and go as he will, like, as he wants. When you kill him, he doesn't die. He can just sort of, for lack of a better word, he can just respawn. So, like, I love how Xenos is threatening him, but Xenos can't kill him. Gonna do a bit of the main quest line for a bit.
I shall proceed with the plan. My lord.
And then I want to do the College of Winterhold because magic is cool in VR. Yeah, I can imagine that actually. Oh, can you like? That must be so cool to have the like actually hold the fireball in your hand. That sounds cool. Especially with the Knuckles controllers, because you can let go of them, can't you? Because they're strapped to your hand. They're not strapped. I mean, they can strap to your wrist, but they're like strapped into your hand. That must be so cool.
A new weapon, one worthy of our long-awaited reunion.
Oh, that's where. This is where he does the job change, and he copies me. I beat you to it, Xenos. I became the Reaper first. Oh shoot! He broke his favorite samurai sword. It's a shame the fireball affects the 2D. No, really? Oh, that really sucks. There's got to be. There has to be a mod for that. If not, that really sucks. I mean, I don't imagine it would ruin it, but it definitely sounds like it would be a bit of a bummer. Nice, I got pen and sword. That is not the achievement I remember being for the end of this patch. Apparently it is. Okay. Whatever. Okay. Onto the breach. Alice is waiting patiently for the return of certain scions, not least of all you. Oh, I'm sorry, Alice. Good news, Sunbucks. Sancred and Urianger have finished their tour of Garlemald and are on their way back here, even as we speak. I didn't think we'd see them again before Endwalker. Okay. They look fine as you're shooting flames, but it looks odd when it's in your hand. Yeah. You would also, hang on, surely when you're shooting, well, if you're shooting just flame, like, you know, like a flamethrower, then sure, I imagine that's fine. If you're shooting a fireball, like a single fireball, wouldn't that look weird? Because wouldn't it, the texture be, I'm guessing the texture is like the fireball as if it's coming towards you, but it's moving away? It wouldn't look right. Oh well. As we still haven't heard anything on the towers from the Alliance, I'm hoping they might be able to shed some light on things. They're due to arrive any moment now, so let's see what they have to say, eh? Yeah, there we go. It's the same fire effect as the flamethrower. Oh, so it literally looks like a flame in your hand. That does sound a bit. That seems a bit weird, yeah. Like a 2D flame. The fireball projectile is 3D, but not fire. Oh, I thought you meant the projectile was 2D. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, a welcoming party. You needn't have gone to the trouble. From what I hear, you've been more than busy as enough as it is. Honestly, you might have waited for me to return before discovering a cure for tempering. As it is, I can't even pretend to have been involved. I love how he said that, because that's one of those 4-4 breaks. Because it was apparently Thancred is quite well known throughout the previous games for taking credit for things he wasn't actually involved in. I love how they stuck that in the story here. It still looks fine if you download the fire texture mod. So so I'm guessing you're saying that a fire texture mod makes it better? Is that what you're saying when you say that? Or do you mean it still looks fine even if you don't? Is that what you mean, or? Well, if it's any consolation, I myself was a little more than a spectator. The lion's share of the credit must go to Alice, Grahar and Sunbucks, but I believe I speak for the rest of us when I say we are proud to have rendered what little assistance we could. As you will also have heard, though, it hasn't been the tales of triumph. It hasn't all been tales of triumph. Just as we were taking a step towards finally addressing the primal threat, a pile of fresh problems landed in our lap. Anyway, it's good to have you back, though I can't help noticing that we're one Urianger short of a scouting party. You haven't lost him, have you? Oh, I couldn't lose him if I tried, and I did try, repeatedly. But no, he decided to linger in Alamigo to apprise Raben and the others of how the land lies in Garlemald. Then mayhap you would do the same for us. Indeed, it was just as Lee said, worse in fact, devastation as far as the eye could see. Nerva and the Third, however, were notable by their absence. Might they have met their end at the hands of Xenos and Fandaniel? Perhaps, or perhaps they simply lost the will to fight. I didn't think Xenos was getting involved in the Imperial fight. He said he didn't care about being Emperor. You see, the capital has been plunged into a deathly silence, with one exception, the Imperial Palace. It was a busy place before the war, but has grown busier still, with throngs of soldiers and civilians working there day and night to rebuild, or rather transform it. Transform it? Into what? That is a difficult question to answer. The construction is vast and unsettling to behold, like something from a nightmare. According to Urianger, certain aspects of its design was clearly devised with the manipulation of Aether in mind. Magic, in other words. Yet, as unnerving and said edifice was, it was nothing next to the sight of its builders. They swarmed the place like so many insects, working with nary a word exchanged between them. No one overseeing construction, no one barking orders. It was as if they were possessed or tempered. We wanted to investigate more clearly, but given our suspicions, it seemed wiser not to take the risk. If Fandaniel could bind Bahamut to his will, might he have done the same to the people of Garlemald? Ooh. Whatever the truth may be, the information is certain to prove valuable. You have our thanks. Well, be sure to save some for Urianger, which reminds me, I have a message from Alamigo. Raven is hosting a meeting to discuss the latest findings on the towers, and he's requested our presence. Then why not leave that to us? You must be wary from your mission. No, I'm fine. These towers have been on my mind since I last spied one on the way back, and I'm keen to get to the bottom of this. In that case, I shall stay and begin looking into another matter. As I promised Kral, we need not all descend. Very well. I suggest the rest of us make our way to the Alamigo forthwith. The sooner we leave, the more time we'll have to speak with Urianger before the meeting. Okay. Ward spells, on the other hand, look rad as hell as they're all 3D. What's the effect then for a ward spell? Like, how do they look? Alright, let's go to the Alamigan Quarter. Yas. Let's see if we can complete this patch. 6 quests, that's all it's going to take. 6 quests, and we're done with this patch. If we can get through this patch quick, we may even be able to complete the whole game. There's 3 quests after this patch, and that's it. And then we're done. Before we do, though, I do just want to see, what's this guy's quest? Ruby Doomsday. Oh, I know what that is. I'm not doing that mission. Not yet. I know exactly what that is. I will be doing that in the future. It's surprising how many 2D effects there are in Skyrim. And how many are fixed with mods. Interesting. Do you know, maybe it might just be that they were clever about it. Like, you know, even though it is a 3D game, I imagine you could get away with, like, ropes of 2D. Yeah, see, I imagine you could get away with that. It's Urianger. My friends, much and more have I heard of your travails in our absence. Heartened am I to see you all hale and whole. As are we to see you safely return from your mission, Urianger. I trust Stankred made you feel welcome. Well, if it isn't Alpha Merry Band. Oh, who's this? Oh! Hey, bud, we haven't seen you in a long time. Ironvold, what are you doing here? When we spoke via Link Pearl, you told me you'd been away on a mission. And who's to say this isn't part of it? But enough of that. It's good to see you all looking so similar. I thought you'd have grown a bit taller after a whole year in another world, but apparently not. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you. While my soul may be a year older, my body is hardly aged, as you are well aware. And may I remind you that we Elysian are known to be late bloomers, especially in terms of our height. Mark my words, the day will come when even a great aurochs such as yourself will crane your neck to meet my eye. Aye, 'twas not until my 20th summer that I myself outgrew my boyish proportions, though Moonbreeder towered over me nonetheless. Oh, Moonbreeder, she's gone! Ironvold brings out the best in Alphino, doesn't he? They both seem so at ease in each other's company. It's almost endearing. I mean, we literally did like 4 quests together, like an expansion ago. Like, what do you mean they're at ease with each other? They barely know each other. So what exactly brings you here? Oh, for Dola mostly. We need to go over a few things before we set out. For Dola. Ooh. Set out? Wait, does this have something to do with the towers? Oh, is she going to get involved in the towers? Hey, what gave you that impression? Actually, tell me later. You've got a meeting to go to. I'll see you afterwards, alright? Ooh. Are we getting Fidola involved? That'd be great. If we get Fidola involved in Endwalker, ooh, we might have an actual decent chance against Xenos. If Fidola's going with him, that must mean... Is she on our side now? Has she actually come to our side? My apologies. As our involved rightly pointed out, we have a meeting to attend to. Let us be about it. Okay. I mean, some ropes and cables in Half-Life Alyx are still 2D. It's a source engine classic technique. Wait. Really? I didn't realise that. I need to play that game again. I need to go through that game again. It's a good game. This has to be a voice scene. If
Ere
this
we
isn't-
begin,
yeah.
I would like to offer my gratitude to Masters Thancred and Urianger. Tis no small feat to infiltrate the Imperial capital and live to tell the tale, much less in times of civil war. Thanks to them, we may plot our course in full knowledge of how the winds blow in Garlemald.
Exactly.
Full glad are we to have been of service. But verily, such dangers as we did encounter pale into insignificance next to those faced by our comrades. An Ascian, armed with the might of Bahamut, bent on bringing about the final days.
It wasn't Bahamut though, was it? It was like some weird mini dark version. I don't think we need to worry.
Theatrics. He sought only to make a show of the power at the Telophoroid's disposal. But since then we have seen no sign of this Fandaniel or his worm. And while we've done what we can to bolster our defenses, there's no telling where he might strike next.
I'm still convinced that they changed his voice for that one scene.
Whenever and wherever it may be, we must use the intervening time to learn more of our enemy.
Like, I reckon the voice actor wasn't available when they wanted to record the previous scene that we heard him in. And so they literally just had some random guy just make some noise.
'Twas with this in mind that we dispatched scouts to investigate the towers.
It's nice to see the Elder Seeds here, you know. The voice acting is incredibly inconsistent and infrequent in this game. Yeah, they didn't do it for all of the scenes. It's a bit of a bummer. You know.
Our advance party took longer than expected to return. And when they did, they tried to kill us. Luckily, I'd seen that sort of thing before, and we were able to restrain them before they did any harm. Then it was just a matter of letting the Porksies do their work.
Are you saying they were tempered?
Once they'd come back to their senses, they told us everything they could. It seems that just as they were getting close to the tower, they heard an ear-splitting roar. And that was the last thing they remembered.
Interesting. It's a Final Fantasy game, not like they couldn't pay for it because they totally can. Yeah, but you forget it's an MMO. Like, they can't, like... There's other things they need to put the money into.
But what worries me most is what they were saying right before they attacked.
I guess the question is, does Elder Scrolls Online have fully voiced scenes for all of the cutscenes?
Glory be to Garlemald.
Are you sure? Every single cutscene?
The Tempered have heretofore ever been thralls to primal entities. Yet these hapless souls were compelled to accept a nation as the object of their devotion. This calleth into question all that we know of the condition.
I mean, to be fair though, like I know a lot of people have petitioned Square Enix to redo like old scenes with voices, and yeah, I think it would like be better. It's just a question of whether or not they can put the budget into it, you know. I played it for a few months and never encountered a non-voice acted scene. Okay. But I mean, you're not wrong though. Now they could pay for it, like 100%. With Shadowbringers, from Shadowbringers onwards, they probably could have paid for it. They would have had to have sacrificed a few elements of the game. Like, you know, with it being an MMO, they can't just do story. There are other elements. They've got to do like dungeons and raids, and they've got to do side content and whatnot. So there is a lot that they had to put the budget towards. But I think they probably could have sacrificed little bits of the rest of it to then put the money into the voice acting for the rest of it. And 100%, I think with Endwalker, especially with all the sales they got since like midway through last year, they must have earned enough money to make up, like, to add into the budget to do voice acting for at least 90% of Endwalker. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people, like these days, yes, they probably could afford it. I know when it first came out, Square Enix were like we're not giving you a massive budget. You have to like deal with this little pot, like this little pot of money here, spend it wisely. And so they had like barely any voice acting scenes in the original game, like in A Realm Reborn, the base game. And then in Heaven's Ward, they ramped the budget up a bit. But and with that, you can tell that they put the money into hiring decent voice actors and more voice scenes. But you could tell they skimped out on the actual recording quality because it's garbage. The actual quality of the sound itself is. And then in Stormblood they fixed the quality, but kept the same quantity. And then in Shadowbringers they ramped up the quantity. They kept the quality as it was in Stormblood and ramped up the quantity. Again, not 100% though. Sucks, but Endwalker I'm expecting it to be more voiced. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Would that the unsettling news ended there. Alas, there is more. Following the earlier reports of missing Amalja, we have learnt that other beast tribes have suffered similar losses.
I will be honest though, something that is a bit off-putting for me is the fact that they've kept the same voice, like ever since Heavensward, they've kept the same voice actors for the characters, but the problem is you don't see some of these characters for like, did they improve the graphics with the new update? No, so they've only done one graphical improvement, I believe, which was when Stormblood came out, when they dropped PS3 support. So no, I don't think they did with Endwalker, the new expansion. I don't think there has been any major graphical improvement. Like maybe there might have been some races that they might have like just upped the resolution on some of the textures for, but no, like you can tell from like the rug that's under the table, it's still, you know, there are some textures in this game that are still quite low res. Just, you know, they're remnants of the PS3 days, unfortunately. So there is that. But yeah, the one gripe I've got about the voice acting is that they keep the same actors ever since Heavensward. They've kept the same voice actors, but the thing is, you can go a whole expansion without seeing this character. Keeping in mind that an expansion's like life cycle is 2 years or whatever. Like, you know, they'll release an expansion, then a year later they'll announce a new expansion, then a year after that they'll release that one. So it's like a 2-year gap or whatever. So some of these voice actors can go like 2 years between recording their voice lines. So this Aemit guy, it's the same voice actor. I know it's the same voice actor, but his voice is slightly different. Like, he doesn't put the same emphasis in it.
And we now have reason to believe that the abductions are connected to the appearance of the towers.
Yeah, I don't know, like, he sounded just a little bit more posh in Heavensward, is all. I think we went through the whole of,
Our scouts sighted black-garbed figures leading shackled Ixo in the direction of the tower in Dravania.
I think literally up until, also aren't there also they aren't paid for however long the gap is. What do you mean? There aren't. Do you mean the voice actors aren't paid for however long the gap is? Because I mean, if so, then yeah, that's logical. They aren't. Well, of course they aren't, because they're not doing the job. They're not hired for that period, are they? Like, this isn't their gig. Like, they aren't. It's not like they're employed by Square Enix. These are like voice actors from animes. Some of them are just actors in general. Like this Aemit guy, he's just generally an actor. He's a British actor, and he was in. If you've ever seen Da Vinci's Demons, he played Count Wiario in Da Vinci's Demons. It's the same guy. I haven't looked this up, but the guy who plays the big dude in the middle, this guy right here, apparently people are saying it's Sean Bean. I don't think it is. I haven't looked it up, so I don't know. But yeah, like a lot of the voice actors are professional voice actors. I don't think we've seen him in like a week or two, but Gaius, he's voiced by a guy who was in Game of Thrones. Ardbert was also voiced by a guy from Game of Thrones. So, like, you know, they're some of them are voice actors who do anime. Some of them are just general actors. Some of them do voice acting for cartoons and whatnot. But you know, so.
The Temple Knights were able to intercept them before they could reach their destination, liberating the Ixal and apprehending their captors, each of whom was found to be equipped with Garlean arms and armor.
Meanwhile, Skyrim has like 10 voice actors and they work at Bethesda. Yeah. To be fair, I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if all the previous Final Fantasy games, they did use in-house voice actors. Yeah, I would imagine that's the case. Like, with all the previous ones, they would use in-house voice actors, because there's only so many characters, you know? Like, there's not like you've got a plethora of characters. You'll have, like, a fair amount, but it's only one game. Whereas Final Fantasy XIV is, like, the equivalent of, like, 5 games? Realm Reborn, Heavensward, Stormblood, Shadowbringers, Endwalker, yeah. It's the equivalent of 5 games. You know? They don't necessarily introduce an entire game's worth of characters, I guess. Yeah, no. I think what it is they front load a bunch of the characters. Like in A Realm Reborn, you meet characters that you end up, their stories end up getting fleshed out in Heavensward. Like this guy was in The Realm Reborn, but he's fleshed out in Heavensward. Yugiri and Gosetsu were introduced in Realm Reborn. Actually, Yugiri was introduced in A Realm Reborn, and Gosetsu, I think, was introduced in Heavensward. But both of their characters get fleshed out in Stormblood. Xenos, I think, was introduced towards the end of Heavensward. He gets fleshed out in Stormblood and again in Endwalker, which I haven't got to yet. But so they introduce just a bucket load of characters in A Realm Reborn, and then they flesh them out in other games. So yeah, I don't know. In Oblivion and Skyrim, half the voice actors are the same. Yeah, I will admit, you can tell though. You can tell with Skyrim, the voices sound very similar.
So, the Empire is the common thread.
With the support of Xenos, it seems likely that Fandaniel has rallied a faction of the splintered Garlean army to the banner of the Telophoroi.
What is this Telophoroi?
Lord Hien reached the same conclusion when I shared our findings with Doma.
I wonder if this Telophoroi is like an Imperial...
The plan had been to march on Garlemald from the east and west in order to force a peace treaty. But the situation has changed. Dealing with the threat of the towers must come first.
Yeah, this Telophoroi must be some Imperial group. It might have been the group from Stormblood that Asahi was a part of. The one that Fandaniel has been, like, the body, Asahi being the body that Fandaniel has inhabited. Yeah, because they were siding with Xenos.
Given the nature
maybe.
Of the enemy and the proven risk of tempering, I could think of few suitable candidates to aid in this task. But I am confident in my choice.
Oh! Here she is.
What?
Hello. You're gonna do the glowy eye red thing.
Resistant to primal influence as they are, they can investigate the towers without fear of being turned.
Are we sure that she can? I don't think that's been tested yet.
We are glad to put our gifts to use, Commander.
Oh, actually... It's probably safe to assume she's resistant. Xenos was, I guess.
Gifted or not, going behind enemy lines remains a perilous undertaking. But we must know more if we're to strike back at our foe.
I also feel like it's probably not right to call her gifted, because...
If it would give us the upper hand, I'd do it 100 times over. We won't let you down.
She stole the gift.
That concludes the briefing. You two, make ready and join your escort.
Are you certain about this, Arenvold?
What if Kral's here? That'll make this a bit awkward. No, she's not. Okay.
Come on, let's talk outside.
Yeah, no Kral. I was going to say that would be really awkward. Oh, okay. Ironvold. Now that it's out in the open, I don't have to keep it under my proverbial hat anymore. Here we go. I'm looking for good spell visual overhauls. Oh, you're making me really want to play Skyrim VR.
So you know, I've already gone through all the formalities at the Rising Stones. Made sure to inform Jamolder and Vamar at Ralga's Reach as well.
Who? Who are they?
Arenvold, I admire your enthusiasm, but this is far more dangerous than anything you have done before.
It's more dangerous for you, Alfie.
And I also know what's in store if we don't stop Fandaniel from carrying out his plan.
I love how Alfie is all like, oh, it's far more dangerous than you've ever done before. Like, literally, he cannot be mind controlled. It's fine. We're all going to be golden.
With this power of mine, I can make a difference. If I stood idly by, I would regret it for the rest of my life.
Having said that, we don't really see much of this guy, so I suspect maybe this might be their way of killing him off.
And you, Fudola? Is this what you want?
I'm very much expecting her to get a redemption arc in Endwalker as well.
What are you asking me for? It's not like I have any say in the matter.
Okay, so she's still prisoner, that's good to know.
We both know Commander Eldin gave you a chance to refuse. And you didn't.
So the Empire's finished, is it? Well, that's what they're all saying. That the great and glorious Garlemald slit its own throat.
Pretty much.
And now, from out of its twitching carcass crawls the Telophoroi with bloody Xenos at its head.
Yeah, that's it. You know you know what's going on. You're aware of current events.
For Garlemald. Killed for Garlemald. What was I part of? I need to know. Whatever it is, I need to know.
I would have thought she'd need to kill Xenos, but...
Very well. If your hearts are set on this, I shall not stand in your way.
Fist bump, Alfie. Fist bump. There we go. We had a bit of practice with Ardbert in the first,
If you've
didn't we?
finished with your touching display of camaraderie, I have a question. Which tower are you planning to investigate, exactly?
That's a good question.
Well, the one in Girabani is said to be tightly guarded. It's patrol after patrol out there, apparently. We'd be spotted before we got anywhere near it.
Okay, so let's not go to that one then.
Which is why we've set our sights on the one in Pagalthan instead. There shouldn't be anything like as many Imperials to worry about down there.
I'm sure there's plenty we can go. We can
Even
go
so,
to.
I doubt the local Amalja will look kindly on it if they catch you sneaking around in their territory.
Sorry about that.
Fordola and I had a chance to learn the lie of the land in our previous forays there. We might still find trouble, but at least we won't lose our way.
Okay.
Well, we'd best not keep them waiting any longer.
Mayhap when all of this is over, we could take another trip to Loxeld. I would have you know I've become a rather capable swimmer since our last visit.
You sure, Alfie?
I'll believe that when I see it. Though, to be fair, getting into deep water does seem to be a scion's lot in life. Take care, eh?
Yeah, I love how they're treating it as if like it's a final farewell. I don't think it is. At least not for one of them.
It means a lot, you know. You coming with me.
I think if they're going to get rid of anyone, it's going to be this guy.
I'll still owe you for saving my skin, don't I? Can't return the favour if I'm not there.
I dare say you'll get your chance before long. That Fandaniel sounds like a tricky customer. Too much for the likes of me, anyway. But we both know I'd just be another soldier if it weren't for my gift. And I need to be a damn sight more than that given what's coming.
To be fair, that's what I mean. Like, that's what I'm getting at. Like, this might be their way of getting rid of him, because really, like, we did 4 quests of him back in Stormblood. Yeah, we did like, yeah, back in Stormblood we did like 4 quests with him. Actually, at this stage in Stormblood, right at the end after we'd finished the main part of the expansion, just before we got into Shadowbringers, that final set of quests, we did some quests with him, and he like, he's got a point. He's got the gift, but yeah.
I realise I can't hold a candle to a hero like the Warrior of Light or Alfino, for that matter. He might look like he's 12, but he's seen more action than most people see in a lifetime.
No, yeah, but no.
No, the fact is I'm nothing like them, and maybe I never will be. But I'll be damned if I don't try.
Aww.
They're counting on me. On us. So let's give it our all.
I also don't understand what's with the painted X on his face. I don't get it.
He does not want for conviction, that much is certain. So let us have faith in him. Him and Fordola both.
Alright then.
While they see to the towers, I would attend to another task. Chasing down this lunar Bahamut.
Yeah, I wanna do that as well. Oh. It's Sid. No.
Bloody thing. Can you hear me? It's Tataru. I'm happy to say we've managed to find Estinian.
Yep. Didn't doubt you ever.
And I'm sorry to say he went running off again the moment we told him about Bahamut. But he did mutter something about heading to Ishgard, so if you're quick, you might still be able to catch him.
Yeah. We know he's not running away. We know he's preparing. That's just who he is.
Even if we set out this instant, he may already have left by the time we arrive. Have her send the Bonanza to Ishgard. It may prove useful should we need to give chase.
Bonanza. And Jesus Christ. Oh. Send the Bonanza.
Gladly. I'll see to it as soon as Kryl and I get back to the Rising Stones. Good luck.
Okay.
While you go off on your dragoon hunt, Urianger and I will return to headquarters. We have much to tell the others.
Yes, of course. I forgot Kryl went with Tataru. It's a good thing too.
I wish you every success in your search for our elusive friend. May we all meet again ere long.
Yes. Got a lot of voice scenes, which is, you know, probably because we're right at the end of the game, with the expansion. You know, we're like right at the end. Okay, onto the breach. Now we going on to Here Be Dragons. Right, Alfino is keen to track down Estinian. Yes, me too. So Estinian was bound for Ishgard. Whatever it is that brings him home, we must hope it will keep him there long enough for us to find him. Come, there is no time to lose. But yeah, that guy over there, that resistance officer, who I popped over to see the quest and went, oh no, I'm going to do it later. That's because I believe the quest he gives you starts off the ruby weapon. It gives you the ruby weapon trial, which is a variation of the Ultima weapon. Like, they're like sub-variations of the Ultima weapons. You've got the ruby weapon, the emerald weapon. I know there's the diamond weapon as well. I don't know if there's any others. I think the diamond weapon's the final one though. And the reason why I spotted that was because that quest unlocks as like from completing patch 5.4. So earlier on when we got the achievement pen and sword, oh, I don't want that. Yeah, this pen and sword one, when we did Futures Rewritten, that unlocked that quest, which is great. Alfie, all present? Good. Let us split up and search for Estinian. Since we're relatively new to this place, Graha and I will look around the open spaces, the squares and markets and whatnot. You and Sunbucks can delve into the nooks and crannies. Very well. Let us reconvene at the airship landing later, with or without Estinian. Good luck. Oh, Alfie bud. Does this place bring back some memories? I think I shall begin at the Sky Steel Manufactories. Perhaps you could try the Congregation? Lucia may have heard news of our friend's return. Yeah. Oh. This place brings back memories. What is that over here? Is that's Leaves of Ishgard now, alright. I'll do it one day. Here we go. Is the Congregation. Oh, the massive character development for Alphino during this expansion. Heavensward, I mean. Definitely a big one for him. Hi. Good evening to you, Warrior of Light. Lord Aemik sent word that you'll be attending the meeting in Alamigo, so I gather you have not come in search of him. To what do we owe the pleasure of your visit? Well, I see. No, we were not aware Sir Estinian had returned to Ishgard, but as I expect you remember, he is wont to come and go as he pleases. Mayhap he came seeking an audience with Lord Aemik, only to find him absent? In any event, I'm afraid I cannot help you. Perhaps one of your companions has fared better. Maybe. Oh, that was... I gave up easy. Okay, fair enough. I was going to say... that we may end up checking House Fortemps. We may end up going to... Forgotten Night, that's the one. What else could we have gone? I suppose that's pretty much the only place that we're really massively familiar with. Anyway, over to the airship landing. Over here. I am expecting to see Aemik pop up in this cutscene coming up, I'm guessing. I mean, Estinian may actually be in this area. Ooh. Out of curiosity, what's this quest? Yeah, Estinian may also turn up. I am just going to accept this quest just because I'm going to do that off stream. Interesting, interesting. Right. Yeah, I'm expecting Aemik to turn up and then Estinian to be around here somewhere.
No sign of him. Not that I've ever met him before, but the way Alphino goes on about him, I'm fairly sure I could pick him out in a crowd.
Yeah, I'm sure you could too.
Speaking of which, it does seem awfully quiet. If the erstwhile Azure Dragoon had returned to Ishgard, would it not be a source of general excitement?
I don't think he announces himself, mate. Oh! Hello!
First the Scion's Coinkeeper, and now you. I'm beginning to think these meetings are more than mere coincidence.
Of course they are.
Not that I'm complaining. It's been too long.
Oh, does he think this is Alphino?
Too long?
You look an ilm taller and twice as rugged. It suits you, Alphino.
Oh, this happens every time. This happens every time someone new meets one of them.
Have you been giving him lessons on how to be the strong, silent type?
I am not Alfino!
Oh, every time.
If the two of you are such firm friends, perhaps you should remember what he looks like. And what do you mean, rugged?
I'm sorry, but you look the same.
Oh, had my brother mentioned what an oaf you are, I'd never have bothered looking for you in the first place.
To be fair, they sound different, so that should have, her voice should have given it away. But they do look identical.
Estinian Wormblood, the Azure Dragoon. He who fought and felled the dread worm Nidhogg at the Warrior of Light's side.
Yep, that's the one. Put your thesaurus or whatever away.
To think the day would come when I should see this living legend with my own eyes.
Okay.
Would someone mind explaining what is going on?
No, I'd rather not, actually.
Is everything all right? I thought I heard Alize shouting. Estinian! It's been too long.
Do you want to make sure it's him first? Make sure it's Alfino and not the third one. Oh.
No, it's quite understandable. That was hardly the first time we've been confused for one another. Nor, I suspect, will it be the last.
I think the first time we ever encountered that was with Matoya. Because I believe Matoya met, Alfino first, and then Alice, and accused Alice of being Alfino.
Well, I, for one, will not be making that mistake again. What I will say, for the second time today, is that you've grown. Inside and out. I can tell.
One can't remain a spoiled little lordling forever, you know.
It's good seeing these two together.
Someone's having a good time.
Oh, Alice, you never have a good time. Shut up.
You know, when we were growing up, Alfino would never befriend other boys because he couldn't stand the thought of not being in charge. But maybe that's changed. He seems just as happy around Estinian as he does Arenvald.
They're all such good options. Because, like, the top one, perhaps he sees them as brothers he never had. This is Alice. It's like, you just weren't good enough for him. And then I think he learned how to talk with people rather than at them. Okay, maybe that is more of a diss at Alfino. Because he was a bit, But then, like, well, you can't keep them all to yourself forever. That's like a little digger. You can't keep them for yourself. Let's go with that one.
Keep him to my... You're joking, aren't you? I'd be glad if someone would take him off my hands.
She bites so easily.
No rest for the righteous, eh? Speaking of which, I was just on my way to borrow an airship to take me to Azisla.
Why are you going there, bud?
Azisla? How could I forget? The dragon with whom Bahamut shared the deepest of bonds.
Sister.
Aye, Tiamat, his mate.
Oh.
Even now she remains imprisoned on Azisla, though her remorse binds her faster than any shackle.
So not quite his sister then, okay.
I see. As the one who first summoned Bahamut, you believe she may be able to shine some light on his latest incarnation.
Might I suggest that we make the journey to Azisla together? I'm not sure if Tataru mentioned this, but we Scions have an airship of our own now.
That we do.
I see no reason why not. Assuming your sister can bear the thought of sharing a deck with me.
Be my guest. But confuse me with Alfino again and I'll throw you overboard.
She's just so grumpy all the time. You would have thought she'd get on well with him.
I don't know who he thinks he is, but he's nothing like Alphino painted him to be.
I will admit, he is not exactly as I imagined him either. Based on what I had read of the man, I think I was expecting someone a little less blunt.
Okay. Okay, sure. Right then, to Azizla. Oh, that was easy. Easy quest. It has been quite some time since I last set foot in Azizla, but I understand the three of you were here rather more recently. I don't suppose you chanced to meet with Tiamat during your visit? No, we did not. Alas not. We had no cause to set foot here in the Delta Quadrant, but I have studied the relevant records, which is not to say I wouldn't appreciate a first-hand account of your dealings with her. Well then, Sunbucks is the person to ask. As far as I know, she's the only one of us to have met Tiamat face to face. Yeah, here we go. See, yeah, I was going to say, even now she remains a prisoner of the Allagan Empire. I think Tiamat's still bound by, like, the rings, like energy rings or something. She can't move. Ever since the end of the war with Mericidia, yes, to have been held captive for so long. I too have met with Tiamat. Oh, really? Okay. After the Dragon Song War came to a close, I came here to speak with her, a worm who had fought her own war against man in another age. I wished to know if she had harboured thoughts of vengeance, and asked as much. She said no. My hatred for your kind was extinguished long ago. But the guilt she feels now for resurrecting Bahamut burns on undimmed. It torments her, even now. I see. Then your original reason for coming here was out of concern that Tiamat had been forced to summon Bahamut. Nidhogg is a part of me. I feel his emotions as my own, and I know that he would not allow his sister to be made a tool of evil. In his absence, it falls to me to watch over her. That's right, it was... Oh yeah, there we go. It was Midgard Summer's child. His daughter, I think it was. Right, righteous indignation. Tiamat awaits. This way. Okay. This way indeed. Over this way. What's going on over there? Dorfagilli. Oh. I suspect that's going to be the start of another raid. Yeah, because I've got the Void Arc, which I haven't started yet, and I've been working towards Alexander. I'm not really all that good. You know, I need to get through the Fist of the Fist of the Sun next. Where am I going? Over here. Here we go. Oh, the head is moving. I was going to say, like, the wings are just frozen there. It's, like, really eerie. Right, let's have a chat with Tiamat. I forgot the dragons had their own voices. Okay, like that. My sire's mortal companion, what bringeth thee back to this forsaken place, child of man?
It's plain she knows naught of recent events. Perhaps you should enlighten her.
Okay. I thought we were going to do the patented pan up, fade to black. Oh, yeah, there we go. There we go. The patented kind of pan up, fade to black. Ah, that my sins should be repeated. Yes, indeed. I sense not the faintest stirring, which I think tells us that this Bahamut is of nowhere near the same power level as the original. As to who could have called him forth, I know of none save the dragons of Mericidia, our children. The Icon claimed their souls when first he manifested, and robbed of their will, they became tools for the Allagan's dark designs.
Much like those held here in Asisla. If dragons who worship Bahamut are required to summon him, that must mean...
Yes, the dragons of Mericidia are at the mercy of this Ascian. There can be no other explanation. Accursed Ascians, vile minions of darkness. Again, you will profane the memory of my beloved, and strip our children of their freedom, their dignity. Are there no depths to which you would not stoop? No, apparently not.
Your children's pain means nothing to them. They laugh at your kind suffering. But tears will not right this wrong, nor will lamentation see the perpetrators punished.
We're gonna free tear him out. What wouldst thou have from me, Slayer of Dragons? Yeah, that's a good question.
Behavior befitting a great worm. We came here to ask mighty Tiamat of the First Brood, consort of Bahamut, mother of the dragons of Mericidia, what she intends to do about the crimes committed against her children.
We're gonna break her free. Were I free, I'd answer thine insolence with fire, but words will have to suffice. I don't think fire would have any effect on him. Oh, that was quick. Okay. Recall, mortals, that it was I who did first summon my beloved, praying with all my being to bring him forth. You who contend with icons cannot well be ignorant of the consequence.
You too were exposed to his influence. That you are yet in possession of your own will is testament to the indomitable strength of your soul. But were you to meet with Bahamut again, you fear you might succumb.
Indeed, ask the Dragon Slayer and he will tell thee the power we of the First Brood wield. Were I to lose myself to the Icon's influence, all would pay the price. but it is of little matter. For even had I the strength to resist, I yet lack the strength to break my shackles. This prison shall be my tomb. I don't think it will. I think he's going to break her out. Well, actually, no. We have someone who can break him out. Break her out.
On the matter of Bahamut's influence, at least, I believe we can be of some assistance.
Yes, yes, we can.
If you're afraid of being enthralled, don't be. We have a cure. And while we've never tried it on one such as you, its basic principles are universal.
Yes, exactly. Speakest thou in earnest?
There is no future for those bound to the past. That you committed a terrible sin, I do not dispute. But if you feel remorse, you may yet make amends. We offer you that chance. Take it, or you will forever remain a prisoner, not of these cruel shackles, but of your own guilt.
Chance to make amends, to lay Bahamut's memory to rest. When our own star faced annihilation, Hydaelyn granted us sanctuary, and now your foes would bring about her destruction. This I cannot allow. For the debt I owe to Hydaelyn, and to all who have suffered for my sins, I shall fight with you, children of man. Now we just need this guy to free her. Unless Estinian's just going to whack the shackles. But I would imagine that Graha will free her. Hence why we're speaking with Graha. While Porxies have been shown to be effective in curing the tempered, Tiamat must be considered a special case. She is far, far larger and immeasurably more powerful than any subject treated thus far. Were we to remove her restraints only to find that the process had failed, it would be hard-pressed to contain her. Then before going ahead, we should learn as much as we can about the exact nature of her condition. Do you suppose we can find that information here? Why, yes, we can. We can indeed. The Allagans kept detailed records on all of their notable captives. I now know exactly where to look. Good. We shall leave that to you then. In the meantime, the rest of us can turn our thoughts to the removal of those shackles. I genuinely think Graha could just like raise his hand and will it, because he is the royal, what's his face, his Royal Highness. I know Alfie and Sunbucks here well enough, but not you. Are you certain you're ready to see this through? Rest assured, Sir Instanian, that I am both ready and willing to give my all for the sake of this star, though that is not my only reason for wanting to set Tiamat free. While I do not claim to know all of her sorrows, I too once found myself in a prison of despair, and I well understand how hard it can be to dare to dream of escape. It took the encouragement of braver souls than I am to make me take the first step towards a brighter future, and now I would help Tiamat do the same. I gather you are not as young as you look. Mayhap when our work here is done, we could trade tales over a pot of Tataru's famous tea. And be indebted to her for the leaves and hot water. I think not. I see. Returning swiftly to the task at hand then. I believe the nodes governing Tiamat's restraints are located in the sector known as the flagship. Ah yes, we are familiar with it. The Aether Chemical Research Facility in particular. Oh, you may wish to take this, a spirit vessel containing a small amount of my blood. Thank you, I think. Bit odd, but okay. Which you just happen to be carrying around with you. I suppose that could seem rather odd. To explain, Rambrose, Urianger and I are researching the use of spirit vessels in the transference not only of memories, but the traits of certain bloodlines, and so I keep one at the ready should an opportunity to test our theories arise. As for its use to you, you may recall that during our previous visit, the nodes here granted access to restricted functions, having identified me as being of royal blood, and armed with that spirit vessel, I posit that they will do the same for you, even in the absence of, well, the rest of me. It seemed worth a try, at least. Agreed. We'll take good care of it. Yeah, I agree. To the flagship, then. To the flagship, apparently. Okay. Hi. Aww. Poor dragon. Won't be long and you'll be free. I think, Tim, it's been there for like 4,000 years or something. Yeah, they were trapped during the height of the Allagan Empire. And then when the fourth Umbral Calamity happened, yeah, I think when the fourth Umbral Calamity happened, they just, you know, the whole of this place was essentially like just, you know, destroyed, like the way, you know, it was, everyone died basically and the place was left as it is, but Tiamat was never like rescued. So yeah. Oh, I forget they need to use Malachos. Poor Sotte. Let us split up and search the flagship for the node that controls Tiamat's restraints. But should you find a likely candidate, do not be tempted to make any adjustments. It would not do to accidentally release some manner of experimental monstrosity, nor less Tiamat herself in her current state. Our objective at this stage is to simply identify the relevant node or nodes. Once we have learned what we can, we should reconvene and compare notes prior to proceeding. Okay. Sounds good. The level 60 Sphinx. Could I just bop it? Let's bop it. Bye. Okay. I don't know what I expected, to be honest. Yeah. Here we go. Data link with Delta Quadrant broken. Possible course, intruder interference. Advised deployment of automated combat units. Proceed? No. No, thank you. Maladorius node. Friction between metallic components detected. Temperature increasing to critical levels. Please replace damaged parts or retreat to a safe distance. Never mind. Okay, well, Sinian's got this one. That's cool. Let's mount up then. Let's see where can we go and find more. Alpha Node's over here, dilly-dallying, not doing anything. Nice one, Alpha Node, just like you. Here we go. Warning, scheduled dragon restraint maintenance due in negative 2020 years. Failure to verify system integrity may result in unscheduled specimen release. Oh, okay. Speak with Alpha No, will do. I found it. I'm afraid Astinian and I have little to show for our efforts. Did you find anything? Let's go with a node smelt like burnt hair. I know the one, though I explored the stench more akin to a fire and a manure shed, but it seemed likelier to explode than grant our wish. Surely there must be another. I found a way to activate mechanical sentries, if that's any help. Only if they're willing to lend us to the node we see, lead us to the node we seek, which I somehow doubt. but from what I recall of the flagship's design, the node you found could facilitate communications throughout Azazlar, so you may yet find a use for it. Ah, there was the one that was chirping about the dragon, yeah. Spontaneously, you say? Well, that does sound promising. Almost suspiciously so, in fact. But then you were in possession of a spirit vessel. I dare say it is indeed the node of which Graha spoke. And it was chirping, you say? Very well, let's take a closer look. Alright, fine. Cool, okay, well that's the end of this quest as well. We've gone through these quests quite quick. Alright. Do you wish to operate the dragon restraint mechanisms? No, no! You do not have the requisite access privileges. Operation of the dragon restraint mechanisms may only be undertaken by the chief technologists and members of the royal family. Or those with a vessel full of royal blood, perhaps. Go on, pull out the vessel. Well, what do you make of this? New user detected. Commencing biometric authentication. Authentication complete. User identified as member of the royal family. Please state your name. Alfano Levelia. But that's just confusing. Amusing as you may find my name, I must ask you to use Sunbucks, please. Username changed. Welcome, Sunbucks. You may operate the dragon restraint mechanisms when ready. I was hoping it would give me the choice again, and I'd just do a Stinian. Error. Unable to disengage restraints of the specimen Tiamat. A system update is required. Okay, well let's do a system update then. Let's reboot the device. A system update? What do you suppose it is asking of us? To smash it to pieces. I like it. Let's smash it to pieces. Now that I do understand. You can go first. User agitation detected. Initiating guidance program. In order to operate the restraint mechanism, I require access to the central control system. However, I am unable to establish a link to said system due to the obsolescence of my own software. The issue can be resolved by applying a system update using the corresponding terminal located within the flagship. Oh, well, that I understood. So, can this thing release the restraints or not? It can, but only once it has received the requisite system update, as far as I can tell. Until which time it'll float there spewing nonsense. User dissatisfaction detected. Initiating placation protocols. I am here to help. Rest assured that I will be on hand to guide you through every step of the system update process. How gratifying. But I dare say we will fare better with guidance than without it. Okay. Well, let's get updated. Is this the dungeon one? Or rather, yeah, it's the next one, the dungeon one. It might be. Let me check. Let me check. No, it is not. The one after this is. Guiding user to terminal. This way, please. Okay. I think I might be wrong. Tell you what, I am just going to quickly come down here and I'm just going to have a quick chat with Wedge. Just so I can get this other quest kicked in. Kicked, you know, whatever. Right, where's that teleport? Oh, it's like, I think it's well out of the way. I'll do that later. Where are we going? I think we're supposed to go inside. Yes, here we go. Right, access to flagship terminal. Here we go. Okay, I do just need to do one quick check of that again. So it's okay. No, that's cool. That's cool. I just wanted to make sure where, like, how many more dungeons there are. Okay. I see. According to the terminal, the data control system is presently employing software version 56.135. Dare I ask which version you are employing? Why, software version 42.002, of course. Warning, errors detected in the data management system. Estimated time required for update. 5 years, 1 day. Oh. That is rather longer than we were hoping. Aren't there any other options? For instance, using this terminal to operate the TMS restraints instead? The proposed method is indeed an option. Please be warned, however, that the procedure may have changed as a result of the system update, and my instructions may no longer be accurate. Well, I can't imagine it'll change all that much, as long as we pay due attention to any discrepancies. I dare say we should be able to muddle our way through. Don't bother trying to explain. Just tell me if we've made any progress. I would say so, yes. It does, however, require that I remain here to operate the terminal. I should inform you via Linkpile once I am ready to release the shackles. Okay. It might be best if you left the spirit vessel with me. I may yet have use for it. Rest assured, I will be certain to return it to Gratia once this is over. Okay, cool. Just a little more work and Tiamat will be free. Before we go any further, there is something I would know. What? When Tiamat and her kin fought against the Allagan Empire, both sides were but dancing to the tune of the Ascians. And it was the same in Ishgard, where they stoked the fires of conflict between man and and it was the same in Ishgard, where they stoked the fires of conflict between man and dragon from the shadows. All of the Ascians touched turned to ash, and thus have you made your mission to fight them. But there have been times when you tried to reach out to them instead, to find common ground. And so I must ask, what do you intend to do with Fandaniel? Will you try and reach out to him too? I get a feeling the answer is going to be yes. I will try, yes, and if that fails, I'll remember, and we'll go with that. Little callback to Emmett and Elidibus. I see little point in reasoning with the wretch. Or remembering him for that matter. Yeah, it's alright, it was a little callback, it's fine. But perhaps it's the difference between you and me. You see the good in people, even if it be but the faintest glimmer. I only hope that you do not come to rue your benevolence. You think us unwise for viewing the world thus? Far from it. That has ever been your way, as I learned when we journeyed together with Iceheart. Yet the fact remains that there are some who view compassion as a weakness to be exploited, and there may come a time when you extend the hand of friendship only to wish that you had dealt the killing blow. So, save your mercy for those who deserve it. Fair enough, yeah? Well, we should be getting back to our task. If Alfie has things in hand here, I suggest we rejoin the others. Okay. Right. We've got to go speak with Alice. Right, it's all the way over there. Where is... Do you know what? I'm going to go do this one over here. All I've got to do is examining the Allagan teleporter. I can't see that taking too long. Yeah. Right. I believe it's this thing right here. I think it is anyway. Yeah, it is. Yes. Okay. Right, why am I examining an Allagan teleporter? Is it taking me somewhere? I'm going to skip the cutscene. Okay, awesome. That's cool. I will deal with that after stream. Yeah, okay. Right. Would it be quicker to teleport? No. I was going to say, would it be quicker to teleport all the way out there and then fly down? But no, it wouldn't. It'd be quicker to fly this way. Okay, let's have a chat with Alice. Here we go. Right. I wonder, are we going to free... Do you know what? I reckon this next dungeon is basically going to be that Alphino accidentally releases Tiamat early, and Tiamat goes crazy, and we have to go do the dungeon and bop Tiamat on the face, on the nose. You know, calm her down a bit, and then Alice can do the... You know, the... Yeah. We'll see, we'll see. Estinian told me all is well, but nothing more. Honestly, it's like getting blood out of a stone with him. I take it from Alphino's absence that he's needed elsewhere? Well, that all sounds rather frustrating, but you got there in the end. While you were off talking to Nose, Graha and I were learning as much as we could about Tiamat's condition. Okay. Our readings confirm that her ethereal balance leans strongly towards the umbral, as was the case with the kobolds. Therefore, all other beings being equal, the treatment should work. The difficulty lies in the sheer quantity of Aether with which we must contend. Multiple applications of the treatment will inevitably be required if we are to reverse the effects of the tempering completely. Meaning I'll need all the Aether I can get. Thank you in advance. Although this endeavour will last much of us, we do have one reason to be optimistic, namely that Tiamat shows no sign of fanatical devotion, suggesting a milder case of tempering than that suffered by the kobolds. Tiamat saw Bahamut as an equal rather than a god. Might that have made a difference? Possible, yeah. Now that you mention it, it very well might. She would not have believed it necessary to defer to his will. But enough talk. It's time to put our theories to the proof. Tell Alphino to disengage the restraints ethereal dampeners. Here we go. I'm counting on you, Angelo. We all are. Yeah, I can see this going wrong. Ah, such warmth. The frost that shroudeth my soul doth begin to thaw. But what are these? Visions of days long forgotten, of war with the men of Alag. Wherefore do such baleful memories return to me now? Could it be that the process of restoring her soul to its pre-tempered state is awakening ancient memories? Or might the opposite be true? If so, by helping her to recall the past, we may be able to speed her recovery. Sunbucks, she trusts you. Speak to her. Ask her to tell you your times past. Okay. Tell me how things were before. Tell me of Bahamut and the Ascians. Go on then. This is going to go well, isn't it? Ah, Bahamut, my beloved. Would that the peace we found in Mericidia could have lasted for eternity. But alas, it was not to be. The Ascians saw to that. In all creation, I know of none more wicked. It was at their behest that the men of Alag first came unto Mericidia, unto our home. Oh, we get a cutscene. Well, like a flashback. The tale began when Bahamut and I left our father's side. We took wing in search of a place to make our eyrie. Beyond the Southern Ocean, we discovered a lush and fertile land. It would come to be known as Mericidia, and by the children of men. By the children of men, though many years were to pass before they crossed the seas. Upon our arrival, we were welcomed by the peaceful people of the forest, kin to the trees. Surrounded by nature's bounty, Bahamut and I found a place to raise our young. Fascinating. This correlates with the writings of Charlene scholar Rarusha. She posits that man first settled on the southern continent towards the end of the second astral era. Correctly, it would appear. If only she were with us to hear the tale from Tiamat herself. Second astral era, a long time ago. Again, Angelo. When first the children of man arrived on our shores, no foot did they set in those places over which we held dominion. Such was their fear of dragonkind, and as they kept their distance, so did we let them be. Yet, as the days went by, ship after ship appeared upon the horizon, bearing ever more of their brethren, who divided the vast land amongst themselves. For a time they knew peace and prosperity, but as their numbers grew, the smaller their share came to seem, and soon they began to covet the territory of their fellows. Ere long man fought man, blood was answered with blood, and none could see an end to the strife, until one day they came to us. Recognizing our wisdom, they entreated us to intercede in their conflicts. Baphomet agreed, and with him, presiding over the affairs of men, the land knew peace once more. Alas, those golden days of harmony too were fated to end, for the men of Alagth slew my beloved, and I, in my rage and sorrow, heeded the envenomed words of the Ascians. The rest thou knowest only too well. Oh, she's tuckered out. But your tale doesn't have to end there. When you are free, we'll rid the world of Ascians together, and you and your beloved will have justice. Fine sentiments, but you're almost spent. I'll keep watch from above. If the treatment fails, run. Thanks for the vote of confidence. I swear, when this is over... Keep going, Alice. The magic is working. Speak with her again. While I knew this wasn't going to be easy, no patient could have prepared me for treating a great worm. But we're close, I can feel it. And while I've only got a few more drops of Aether left to give, with yours and Graha's, this will work. Then I believe I speak for both of us when I say that you may take as much as you require. Careful, I might hold you to that. Alright, here I go. Alright, here we go. Straight into another cutscene. Is it voiced? Potentially. What's with the barriers still up? Shouldn't Alfie have broken them?
Ugh, no. I'm almost there.
Oh, what's going on? Justinian? No, it's the two of us. Oh, okay. Here we go.
This is it, Angelo.
Let's go, Angelo. You can do it.
Es lies an, mich es die.
Yes, I feel it. The icon's grip groweth weak.
Did it work?
Apparently.
We won't know for certain until the shackles are removed.
Yeah, didn't Alpha remove the shackle? What's going on? Answer me this, children of man. Can my kindred be saved in like manner?
Many have been subjected to the Allagan's dark arts, their flesh irrevocably altered. For such tortured souls, I fear there can be no salvation.
Children.
Slosk an all folk an. Slosk seth
Should you hearken unto my call, we shall fly together once more. But should you not, I shall grant you peace. Better to die than live as a tool of evil. You too would wish this, I know, and I shall do as I must.
When that time comes, you won't be alone. We'll stand by you.
Thou hast my gratitude, little one. Little one. Oh, here we go.
Alphino's ready. It's time.
It's time.
Do it. And let's hope the treatment worked as it should.
Here we go. Do you remember how to fly? Bahamut, my beloved. Vengeance and atonement. I rise.
By the gods!
Big dragon. Oh, hello.
Urianger, your timing could not be better. Understood, we're on our way. It's Bahamut. He's been sighted over Pagalthan.
Oh!
He flies for the largest Amalja settlement in the region, at the head of a vast host, including dragons.
Well, now I know who the final boss is in the next dungeon, because that's where the next dungeon is.
Did you hear all that, Alphino? You'd best rejoin your comrades. I'll make my own way. Our enemy awaits. Shall we?
Oh, he jumped on it. I was going to say, I love how he just rockets past her. It's like he expects to just fly there. While I'm sure you're desperate to join Estinian and Tiamat in battle, 'twould be wiser to gather the full strength of the Scions first. The foe we face demands no less. Yeah. Noise. Right. This, I believe, is this the final quest? No. Okay, so there's 2 more quests in this patch, which means there's 5 quests overall left. We are on quest 15 of 19 of post Shadowbringers 2, because post Shadowbringers was split into 2 segments. So yeah, we've got quest 15, 16, 17, 18 and 19 to do. But yeah, well, I'm not actually going to do them tonight. I'm actually going to leave it just because it's getting late and I don't really want to be spending like until 11 PM in a dungeon. So this is where I'm going to call it for today. Let me just get my stream deck up. Hang on, there we go. This is where I'm going to call it for today. I am live again tomorrow. We're going to be finishing Shadowbringers tomorrow. That's the plan. We've got 5 quests to do. Dungeon, 4 more quests. That's the idea for tomorrow. We'll be doing it as part of a trust, so we won't have to queue. Might take a little bit longer than it would do if I did it with players, but because we're skipping the queue, it's probably time-wise it's like for like, you know, it's similar. But yeah, so that first quest we're probably looking at maybe an hour, and then I'm hoping we get through the final 4 quests over the next 2 hours after that, 2 to 3 hours if needs be. Like I said, that is where I'm calling it for tonight. Thank you for watching, I do appreciate it. Live game tomorrow from 7 PM UK time, where we're going to finish the dungeon and the 4 quests, finish Shadowbringers, and then Thursday we're back on Minecraft with the torture points. Until then though,